fries. Friday, I love BK chicken fries. Okay, they've also got the Steakhouse King available at Hagåtña Tumon Micro Mall. Let's go into the Zoom room here where, Matt, I haven't seen you since last year. GHURA Executive Director Ray Topasna. Good morning, Ray.
Hey, good morning, Chris. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Like I said, I haven't seen you since last year. You lost weight.
I think I put on a few pounds.
Ray, so I asked you to come on just to kind of give us a peek or two update. There's just a whole bunch of stuff you messaged me about. Could we kind of start with this incident here that forced the closure of the GHURA offices in Sinahanya? I know we got a bunch of different picks, guys, so this would be the surveillance pick if we can. Okay, so Ray, what was this situation about, and how have you remedied it, and in what ways have you maybe modified operations at the HQ to prevent this from happening again?
Well, fortunately, when I first came on board, one of the things I took a look at was our security cameras, our CCTV surveillance system. So what we did is we procured 53 brand new CCTV cameras to add to our surveillance systems, and most of them are installed here at the main office and some of them at our satellite offices throughout the island. But I think we have 13 here, and when the incident occurred back, it was last Wednesday of last week, we had an employee's ex-boyfriend come here and was making threats against the staff here. We were able to go into lockdown mode for about an hour and a half. But during that period, while we had called the authorities, we were able to monitor the situation via our CCTV surveillance system. So we knew exactly where the individual was. He was back and forth, moving around and making threats against employees if they were coming to work, because this was around lunchtime. Nonetheless, we were able to look at the security footage and we discovered that the individual was here even 2 days prior. So, we provided GPD with the video footage, and hopefully that can help with their investigation. So it was worth the investment, at least for me.
Right. Let's switch gears here. I know you got a bunch of other projects with the GHURA. I saw something. Was that Sinahanya Fire Station?
Oh, no, that's actually the Central Arts Hall.
Okay.
And we commenced construction sometime last year during COVID. And the project is moving forward. It's something that we're very excited about. It's about an $892,000 project in partnership with the Sinahanya Mayor's Office. And then we also, what you have right now is this.
I wrote a letter for this. This arts hall, right? This is for community arts performances?
Correct.
Right, yeah, okay.
And then what you're showing right now is the swimming pool. We're working on the Olympic-sized swimming pool. As you know, the Hagåtña location has closed down permanently due to structural defects. And what we're doing is we've partnered up with the governor's office, with GITA and Department of Parks and Recreation, and we'll be the governor has identified, I believe, a little over $1 million for the architectural engineering design. So we'll be moving forward with that request for proposal shortly. But basically, we plan to build a new swimming pool and try and complete the design and construction within a year. And then you also showed the Sinahanya Fire Station. We just recently issued a request for proposal, so that procurement is ongoing. It's about a $1,663,000 project. And we've been meeting quite regularly with the Guam Fire Department with potential designers for the facility. But I just want to add that we've recently issued an addendum to that project. So we're planning on building the emergency 911 call center on the second floor of the fire station, and that fire station will be located adjacent to the Central Precinct Command in Sinahanya. So we're really excited about this project. So basically what you'll have is a police station or the police precinct, the fire station, and the emergency 911 call center all in the same location.
You know, I just did a little monologue on crystal methamphetamine and its impact to the island, and I also wanted to bring you on because I saw that you guys are working on a Lighthouse Women's Treatment Center, Gumat Famalauan.
Correct. And that is a $2,300,000 project in partnership with the Salvation Army. We awarded the contract late last year to a contractor to start the construction. However, because of COVID, there were challenges with the contractor not being able to find skilled labor, but I think we're back on track. In fact, I have a Zoom conference with them a little after 9 o'clock this morning, and we hope to break ground sometime soon. But, you know, in addition to that, Chris, we are also been working with the governor's office. I know I was listening to your show earlier about the problems we're having with meth. But we're working with the governor's office and the Department of, or the Guam Behavioral Health and DYA. We've identified a facility down in Talofofo, which is the former cottage home for DYA, and it's been vacant for I guess about 5 years now. What we're trying to do is have the Guam Behavioral Health put in an application to GHURA where we can refurbish or renovate that facility and turn it into a drug rehab center for men. It's a 21-acre facility. It's quite large. And it's vacant. So one of the things we've been working with the governor's office is to try and identify vacant government assets so we can use it for a better purpose other than it being sitting idle. But, you know, while I'm on the air, I just want to talk about some of the other things because I know the mayor of Rahan, we just met with him the other day. We're going to be building a basketball court for them. And then the Umatic baseball field, it's about $1 million project where construction is ongoing, and we hope to complete that project soon. So that's 2 projects down south, and then we have the Mongmong Totu Community Center. It's about a $465,000 project, and what's pending right now is the environmental report, and we should be moving forward with that fairly soon. And then, of course, the iLearn Academy Charter School, where most of the work is really done on our end. We're just waiting for the building permit to process to go through. There's some challenges with respect to zoning, but that's a $32 million project. GHURA shares about $12 million that we received from HUD. So we're very excited about that. And then lastly, we have the solar project that we want to pilot, and that's down at Guma Tranquilidad. So there's 53 structures that we want to completely take off the grid, and basically use photovoltaic technology so that we can supply power to our elderly residents down there. And then one more thing I really want to talk about, because this is really exciting, is we're really moving forward with our repositioning of our public housing program. And what I mean by repositioning is a lot of our structures are 40 to 50 years old. So what we want to do is try and liquidate these assets and build replacement units in a better location. So some of the ones down south in Arahan, Umatic, Mauricio, Talofofo, it's harder to lease up these properties. So what we had, one of the plans we have at GHURA is to sell off these assets to families, primarily low-income families, and then build replacement units somewhere in central or the northern part of Guam where it's a lot more easy to manage and a lot easier to lease. So that's one of the things that we're going to be working on. But we're talking to USDA for interim financing and talking to HUD to try and make this thing happen. So a lot going on at GHURA, aside from the fact that we provide a home to 4,882 families, and hopefully we're doing the best job possible.
Ray, when you talk about looking at government properties, the vacant government properties, and repurposing them. I know you said that there were plans for a men's treatment center in Talafofo for where some old cottage homes are. Are we looking at any vacant government properties to be used for maybe the homeless shelter? Because I know Lieutenant Governor Josh has said that there's been a lot of issues with trying to procure such a facility.
In fact, GHURA is doing a lot of work with regard to that and working directly with the Lieutenant Governor's office. As you know, we're part of the Homeless Council. Yes, you're absolutely correct. One of the things that we're very challenged to do, and we're actually in a little bit of trouble with our federal partners, is that we aren't able to spend some of these monies quick enough simply because construction has really slowed down due to COVID. So what we're doing is revisiting whether some of these monies can be reprogrammed to actually apply it towards acquisition of assets as opposed to construction. So yeah, in the coming weeks, we'll be able to repurpose some of these funds. And if it means acquiring assets to be used towards trying to combat homelessness on Guam, then so be it. But again, a lot of these things, there's federal guidelines we have to follow, and they're very strict measures. So, before I forget, while we're on this subject matter, the mortgage relief, we actually have light at the end of the tunnel, and we just approved one application yesterday. The challenge we really had with mortgage relief, even though we received a lot of money from our federal partners, is that a lot of the pandemic relief programs are canceling each other out. So if you received PUA, it might raise you above the income threshold, and then you no longer qualify for mortgage relief. So just yesterday, again, we were able to approve one with several that are very promising, and we hope to get approval on those in the coming days. And then we also have rent relief programs separate from the one that was just approved by Congress through the Salvation Army and through Catholic Social Service. So those are moving along. I believe we had about 24 or 25 that were recently approved. And then the rent relief that's coming to Guam, my understanding, it's about $33 million worth. That's actually not going to come to GHURA, but rather to Gov Guam. And we're helping, we're collaborating with the governor's office, with the Guam Housing Corporation, Department of Administration, to see how best we can stand up that program. And that's going to be a big deal.
Okay, so you approved one mortgage relief application. Ray, what are the eligibility guidelines, and how can more people apply for mortgage and also rent relief?
Well, unfortunately, the mortgage relief program, the current mortgage relief program and rent relief programs went to HUD and then to GHURA, and then we contracted out to a sub-recipient. And it's really challenging because HUD regs are so stringent. And then when Congress passed all of these pandemic relief programs, they didn't take into consideration that some of these things would end up disqualifying each other. In addition to that, some of the regs are just, they just defy logic. If you have assets, those are taken into consideration. So a lot of the folks that applied for mortgages, if their house is worth $350,000, even though they were laid off and they aren't able to pay down on their mortgage, the fact that we took HUD requires that we factor in their assets, and if your house is worth a lot of money, and then it kicks you up above a certain threshold, and then you're no longer eligible. So those are the challenges we face. But again, there's light at the end of the tunnel. We actually have one that was actually approved, a few more coming down the pipe, and but with the rent relief that's coming to Guam in the coming days that I spoke about earlier, most folks who are paying rent don't have a lot of assets. So we believe that's going to be very successful as compared to the mortgage relief.
So on the mortgage relief, where do people call? Is it closed? Can they still apply for it?
Oh yeah, the application process is still open with the Guam Housing Corporation. Don't call GHURA, but yeah, Guam Housing Corp is continuing to accept applications, and you can either call them or go into their website.
Okay, Ray. Thanks. Anything
Thank
else?
you.
Yeah, I know. You doing good? That's it?
Yeah, that's it. Unless you want me to ramble some more.
You don't want to say anything controversial before we let you go?
It's the new year, Chris.
Okay, so we'll wait till February. I got you. Okay. I'll see you, Ray.
Thank you, Chris.
There you go. Ray Topasna live from Sin City at the GHURA main offices there. It's 8:44. We'll take a quick break, and we're going to jail with Major Anton